संकीर्तन की, कार्तिक मास महोत्सव की जय, श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयति गिरिं यत्कृपातं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरम्। So we're discussing from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Today whoever misses the class will be in a great loss because today's topic is very, very important. And it's something that you can connect with your day-to-day life. Yes. And that is something which everyone wants. And that is nothing but mind control. I'm not eating chocolate, that's my medicine. And we dedicate this presentation to Srila Prabhupada. Every month in Kartik, I would go to Vrindavan for some days, 2 weeks or something like that. But this time I'm staying back for you all. Because 2 weeks means 2 Sundays gone. So I was thinking that better this time I stay back to serve all of you. Every time I have been to Vrindavan, even during COVID also I was going, 2020, 21, 22. And obviously before that, every year. And every time I go there, to Vrindavan or Sri Mayapur, one thing that I see is so many foreign devotees. Either we see devotees from Russia, so many devotees, America, London, China, South Africa, Australia, you name a place and you have devotees from that place in Vrindavan in the month of Kartik. Entire year, these devotees, they save money. Why? To go to India, to Vrindavan Dham. And whenever I've gone there, I've got a different inspiration to practice bhakti. Because looking at these devotees, one thing is very clear. For them, it's not something natural the way we have it. But still they're doing it. The level of sincerity that is there, that is really very high, very intense. And if we look at them, the way they practice devotional service, I don't think we will be able to practice like that. Sometimes I feel like that. Because for us, everything is granted. घर के बाजू में center. Nearby we have a center here. Beads are just lying there. Kartal, if you want, you just go to ISKCON center and purchase it. If you want books, just order it from ISKCON center, you'll get it. For them, I remember one of the class which I attended in 2017. So a brahmachari was giving class, a monk was giving class, and he was sharing his experience of preaching in South Africa temple. He had gone to the ISKCON temple in South Africa. And he was telling that when he was singing kirtan, the initial kirtan, they gave him duffli. You understand duffli? Yes. Kartal was not given. Then he didn't ask any question, he just did kirtan with that. And after that, he asked the organizers, Arey, you should give me kartal, you give me duffli. And at that time, the organizers said that actually we had one kartal and that is lost. Now someone has to go to India and then only we can get the next one. In Russia, when this iron curtains were there, when there was a moment that was going on where you're not allowed for two things. You cannot follow any religion, you cannot be a vegetarian. These are two things that was going on there. And it's described that devotees, somehow preaching started there, underground preaching. You cannot have open classes like this. Everything underground. So those devotees, when they were caught doing preaching, Bhagavad Gita or chanting holy names, they'll be put behind bars at that time. And when they'll be put behind bars in the jail, they will be given salt and bread to eat. So they will not eat that. You know what they will do? They will use that bread and salt and then make it into small round bead-like structures, put it in the thread and use it as the 108 beads for chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Just think about it. If we are put in the jail and we given bread and salt, maybe we'll ask for jam also to finish off that. This is called as sincerity. And you know what? What matters in spiritual life is consistency and seriousness. And this is something that drives a devotee in Krishna consciousness. He can go higher and higher and higher and realize higher things. It's not about just reading books. It's not about just hearing classes, but sincerity should be shown. And I've seen so many devotees who are so sincere. I remember one of my friend who got dengue. He fainted in the morning. We were staying together. He fainted in the morning and then he was taken to hospital. And in the evening he came back to his consciousness. And you know what is the first thing that he asked for? Give my bead back, my rounds are pending. This is called as sincerity. Many times people give reason. Prabhuji, time नहीं मिलता chanting करने को. जब मरेंगे ना, तभी भी time नहीं मिलेगा. When we are on the deathbed. Therefore, it is described, sincerity and consistency is very, very important. And I really appreciate, I see the same faces almost coming every single Sunday. And I do understand that you have to modify your Sunday schedule just to make it to the evening. So please continue. So the Prabhupada will be very pleased, especially in this month of Kartik. Towards the end of the class, I'll explain what are the other vratas that you can do. And then if possible, if you all wish, you all can do it. Let's begin today's topic, mind your mind. It's a very technical topic, something that you all engage every day. First question, how many of you troubled by your mind? Oh, everyone. Except the kids. Kids are looking. What's that mind? What is that mind all about? Let's begin. So let's try to understand the nature of the mind. Before that, a question. How many of us hear multiple voices from within when you are making a decision? Yes, everyone? So one voice will say, do it. Other voice will say, don't do it. And we are in a fix what to do. So now when you study Gita, when you study the Vedic literatures, you will not be clueless what are these voices. And today we'll answer what are these voices basically. Let's begin. Please repeat. Bhumirapo nalo vayu Kammano buddhireva cha. Ahankaram iti ahankara iti yamme. Bhinna prakriti rashtada. Someone from Mataji, please read the translation. Loudly. Hey, Mataji, not Prabhu. Yes.
Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence and false ego. Altogether, these eight constitute nine separated material energies.
Okay. See, this is something which we have seen, I think, before in one of the classes, this shloka. It talks about 5 elements and 3 elements. How many bodies we have? 2 bodies. Huh? What are those? Subtle body and gross body. Gross body is made up of earth, water, fire, air, ether. Subtle body is made up of mind, intelligence and false ego. These are the 8 elements that is spoken here in the shloka. Now, see, whenever we hear a sound, so what happens is the sound propagates through ether and our ear gets activated. We hear. Now, the next level, a bit more higher, air. So now for sound, ear got activated. For air, what will get activated? Along with, now you can hear the air. You can hear, no? And along with that, what else will get activated in our body? Huh?
Mind,
No, senses I'm talking about.
eyes, skin.
You can see air, skin, you can feel it, right? Now after that, so ether, air, fire. Now you can hear the fire, you can feel the fire, and along with that you can see the fire. So your eyes also get activated. Now you go a bit higher, water. You can hear, you can feel, you can see, and you can. Hey, that is over. No, feel is touch, and you can taste. Yes, she's right. Taste. So you can taste. So tongue gets activated. Correct. Now finally, earth. So earth you can see, earth you can hear, you can feel, you can taste. How many of you eaten mud? And then you can also smell. Now you see earth, all 5 senses are activated. You can perceive the earth through all your 5 senses. And then water, you can perceive it through 4. And then comes air, fire, 3. And then air, 2 senses. And then sound, 1 sense, that is hearing. Mind, no gross sense. It is subtle. So you can see, earth to ether, elements went subtler and subtler and subtler, and finally mind is the subtlest. So in this way we understand that mind is the most subtle element. Technically if you analyze, mind is the most subtlest element that is there. And if you all remember, we spoke about this in the session where we described body and soul. Mind works on the principle of
Soul.
That is for intelligence. For mind, likes and dislikes. Do you remember this? It's a wrong question to ask. Do you remember this? In the age of Kali, forgetfulness is the quality of ours. So mind works on the principles of likes and dislikes. And intelligence works on the principles of correct and incorrect. I had given the example of diabetic patient going for an Indian marriage, where he got everything in his plate. Finally, he comes to the dessert section, and there his mind is telling him, take it. Sweet. Take it. Why? Because you like it. And the intelligence is saying, no, it's not correct. You will die if you take it. So like this, mind is saying you like it, you take it. Intelligence saying don't, it's not correct, don't take it. So depending on what is strong, mind or intelligence, it will be decided, will the sweet go into his plate and go into his mouth. See the politics that is happening in all our existence. Now just let's focus on the mind. Forget about the intelligence. We'll come back to intelligence towards the end. Now, mind works on the principle of likes and dislikes, acceptance and rejection. This is what the mind does. Based on its liking, it will accept. I like it, so I'll take it. And based on dislike, it will reject. Now, my question to all of you, need not answer, but just think. On what basis does the mind decide like and dislike? Just think about it. The day when you started thinking about what you like and what you dislike, where did it come from? And the answer given in the Shastra is one word, that is samskara. You have heard the word samskara? People say, no, isko अच्छे संस्कार दिए थे. इसके संस्कार अच्छे हैं, इसके संस्कार बुरे हैं. What does that mean?
Knowledge.
Samskar means, yeah, okay, you can say knowledge, but then on a more higher platform, it's impressions on the mind. So whatever you see around, whatever you perceive through your eyes, through your nose, through your ears, through your tongue, through your touch, all that makes an impression. Especially what you see and what you hear, it makes a strong impression. Very, very strong impression. And especially when people keep talking about various things, you should become that, you should become this is the goal of life, and we change the entire goal and make that the goal. You see, small kids, you ask them what you want to become. Someone will say engineer, doctor, lawyer. Why they don't talk about any other profession? Because they have never heard about it.
Yeah.
They don't have impressions of that. Correct? And why is it that the entire society is running towards earning so much of money? Why? Why everyone feels money is sweeter than honey? Because people keep speaking about it, and we keep hearing, and we modify our entire mind. Samskaras, impressions are made on the mind. And this is what we see. But one thing is that, okay, after you hear and see, okay. But right from childhood, kids have likes and dislikes. Now they are not heard much, not seen anything as such. Where the likes and dislikes are coming from?
But the taste of which likes impression. First, the few things will be they like with the taste. They like with the spend of people.
No, I'm saying that just new baby that is. Based on what? What is that? Previous birth. From previous birth, there are impressions on the mind, and based on that, likes and dislikes are decided. If you see small kid, some kid, will like some vegetable, and some kid will say, no, I don't like it. Where is it coming from? It's coming from the previous life, previous impressions these are. So these impressions, the samskaras that we are carrying is not just of this life. From previous many lifetimes we are carrying. Therefore we see every person is unique with unique set of likes and dislikes. Unique set. I had gone to a house recently for a program. They did altar installation where they invited the Lord, and then we had a ceremony there in their house. So towards the end of my class, the host, husband and wife, they were speaking and they were acknowledging. And the wife was telling that me and my husband, we don't have anything in common. By Lord's mercy, the only thing that became common was liking towards Bhagavad Gita and your lectures. You see, unique piece. Everyone is a unique piece. And many times opposite pieces are put together to make the entire life piece. Yes. So in this way, we understand that whatever we hear, whatever we see in this life, that makes an impression. Previous life has got impression. All these impressions put together, our various likes and dislikes are decided. I'll come back to this point again. You have to remember this
There's
point.
one more thing. The opposite poles will be matched into the one.
Yes, they attract each other.
They attract each other.
Yeah.
The opposite poles. The same pole will be in a
Ripple.
ripple.
Okay. Now you might have heard about video editors, photo editors. How many of you do video editing? You know video editing? Oh, you do? No? Oh, okay. You also know video editing? Actually, we are short of video editors. I'll add you to a group. Please help. I'm giving so many classes and so many video editing recorded. My team is like they're working overtime to edit that. Photo editing. How many of you do photo editing? Yes, you all do photo editing. Okay. Now see, when you're doing video editing or photo editing, what happens is, when you put some element from external, some flaw will be there around. And sometimes people can make out, this particular person was not there in the photo, it was cropped and put it in this photo. Or this thing was not there, it's put in the video. But mind is such an amazing photo editor, such an amazing video editor.
Imagination.
Hear this carefully now. I don't know how many of you have experienced, but you all can acknowledge if you have. No need to raise your hand. Just by your faces I can make out, if you have experienced or not. This is more personal, Now you have gone for watching a movie. Say you're in a movie theater, morning you watched a movie, 3 hours or 2 hours, whatever. And after watching the movie, you come back to your house, you have your dinner and you sleep. And in the dream, the hero changes or the heroine changes. You have experienced this? Or you have seen some scene in the movie where one character is jumping from the mountain, and in the dream, instead of that character, it's you. And especially horror movies, when this is watched, the ghost is running and then the person is running, and in the dream it's you who is running and the ghost is running behind you. Have you experienced this? This is what the mind does. It is the best video editor. It will take the samskaras. Prabhupada gives the analogy, very wonderful analogy. Prabhupada says that mind will see the mountain, so impression of mountain is there. It sees the gold, impression of gold is there. And in the dream, the mind will give what impression, what image it will give you? Golden mountain. This is what the mind does. It matches various things. So sometimes when people come to me and ask, Prabhuji, I got this dream, what should I do? I say, don't worry, nothing will happen. Now one person came to me and that person was saying, Prabhuji, yesterday Krishna came in my dream. But only thing was he was wearing pant shirt. I didn't understand why. I said, I know why, I'll tell you later. You attend my Mind Your Mind class. So mix and match, this is what the mind does. All the impressions and then make it khichdi and then present it to you. That's what the mind does. So today what we're going to do is, we're going to see how the mind tricks us, and then later we're going to see how to control that tricky mind. This is what is the presentation all about from now. And I've made an acronym, how the mind tricks us. The acronym is MINDS, minds. And how to control the tricky mind, and the acronym is MIND, mind. So let's see if you are able to remember the acronyms. I'll be describing it now and I'll test in between if you're awake or not. Let's begin. So these 5 are the elements that we're going to discuss today. MINDS. M stands for magnifies the problem. I, infinite thoughts. N, never in present. D, distraction. S, stress and anxiety. Let's begin with the first one, M. So what mind does basically is, it uses all the impression that it has got. Using all that impression, it will do these minds, M-I-N-D-S. So using the previous impressions, the first thing that we can see in our day-to-day life is, mind will magnify the problem. The problem will not be that big. It will be small. But the mind magnifies the problem and shows it as if it's very, very, very big. I've been giving this session for quite some time, and every time I remember the COVID situation. When people were watching the various news reports on the TV. So what was happening was, they are okay, they're all healthy. But just by looking at the various news reports, that there are no oxygen cylinders available, there are no beds available in the hospital, people are lying out on the street, the dead bodies are just thrown here and there. The mind was magnifying the situation. Nothing had happened to the person. But the mind was magnifying the situation to such an extent that for the person, the problem is looking so huge. So huge. One case study which I have been telling, I don't know how many times I've told this. This happened in in Belgaum, where the wife got COVID. She was tested COVID positive, and the husband got to know that she's tested COVID positive. And after that, what happened is, she was admitted. And as soon as the husband got to know she's tested COVID positive, he got heart attack and he died. And after a few days, the wife recovered and she came back. Now just imagine if he is supposed to get a heart attack, how much the mind might have magnified the entire problem. Just think about it. And I'm sure in our day-to-day life also, the mind will magnify the problem like anything. And at that time, problem looks very big. And we are very small in front of that problem. And therefore, what happens is, in such situation when the mind magnifies the problem, the first thing that happens is we lose our confidence. This problem looks very big and we look very small. For students, I give this example. I don't know how much you will be able to connect. You might have experienced this for sure. So you're just about to enter the examination hall during the exam days. And there'll be some person who will come and ask you, did you read this? It's very important. And then that is the only thing that you have not read.
Before going.
And then the person feels so much in anxiety and confidence is so low. And sometimes people go blank also in the exam because of such situations. So what is basically happening? The mind magnifies the problem. And these are statistics by World Health Organization. I think the statistics is from 2015, if I'm not wrong, 2015. And here it is said that there are 5 crore plus people who are suffering depression in India. This was in 2015. Now I'm sure it might have multiplied like anything. And it's very, very important to note that, see, at that time 15 crore Indians needed active intervention. In fact, government has approached ISKCON, in Delhi, to help those people who are into this problem with the mind. And we are doing actively we are involved in helping people to come out of all the problems, which the mind portrays. And here we understand that how much people suffer just because mind is magnifying the problem. You know what is the definition or what happens when someone is in depression? Technically, in the background.
He can't resolve the problem.
Okay, he cannot resolve the problem, accepted. What else?
Overthinking.
Okay, overthinking. What else?
Very emotional, suddenly.
Okay, very emotional. Suddenly very happy, suddenly very sad.
Be dependent person. Anyone to help every time.
Okay, he's always dependent on someone.
Very insecure.
Very insecure. If you put all these things that you all spoke, which is absolutely correct, I hope this you're not telling from your personal experience. I don't want you all to get into depression. None of my students should be in depression. Everyone should be so confident in life that you could remove everyone from depression. You know what happens when someone is in depression? One thing in life is missing, and that is called as GOAL, that is goal. So what happens? Anyone who is in depression, the problem with that person is the goal is missing. Whatever, short term, long term. That person feels there's nothing that he can do in life. Why? Because that goal is missing. And why that goal is missing? The mind magnifies the problem to such an extent that the problem is in front of you. You cannot see the goal that is there beyond the problem. The goal is missing. So whenever you want to put someone into depression, just remove the goal of his life. Make his goal hazy. You'll see the person will get in depression. Don't be a sadist and do this. I'm just saying. Yes. So in this way we see that when the problem becomes big, the goal is not clear and the person gets into depression. Therefore, whenever you have such symptoms, you should always ask, what is the goal of my life? And you should think about the goal that is spoken here in the classes. We have the ultimate goal of breaking the cycle of birth and death. And we are aspiring towards that. So aiming towards that. So when your goal is clear, then you will not get into all this. There is a chart, which I display. It's called as why worry chart. When the problem comes, people start worrying. Mataji said anxiety. Yes? So here are a few questions. Do you have a problem in life? And say the answer is no. Why worry? You don't have why worry? Okay, do you have a problem in life? Yes. Can you do something about it? No. Okay, why worry? You cannot do anything. It's out of control. Okay. You have a problem in life. Can you do something about it? Yes. Then why worry? You see? Therefore, the mind will put you in anxiety But then if you are clear about it, that if you have a problem and you cannot do anything about it, why worry? And if you can do something about it, then why worry? There is no worry in life. And especially for a devotee, there is no worry at all. Because always taking shelter of the Lord. I'll play a video here. Tell me how many of you have faced this in your day-to-day life.
अरे विवेक, I want to talk to you something. Yes sir. चलो अभी तो तुम निकलो, मंडे को बात करते हैं, ओके? पता नहीं सर तो क्या बात है? कहीं मेरा प्रोजेक्ट तो नहीं चेंज हो रहा, कहीं मेरे को रिव्यू तो नहीं है मंडे को, और उसको कहीं पता तो नहीं लग गया, मैं अपनी मंथली पीपीटी अपने इंटर्न से बनवा। सर, हाँ, सर आप कह रहे थे कुछ जरूरी बात करनी है। अरे हाँ, मैं कह रहा था तुम शादी कब कर रहे हो? उम्र निकली जा रही है। सर ये बात करनी थी आपको? हाँ यही कह रहा था। चलो चाय पी के आते हैं।
How many of you have faced this problem? This is called as, so M stands for magnifies the problem, and I stands for uncontrolled, infinite thoughts. A loop which goes on and on and on and on. Now see, please understand, the mind starts from one place and will go on linking and linking and linking and linking, and then it will take you to some other place. Like currently what your mind is doing, that's what I'm talking about. Are you here with me in the class? I'm sure you've been linking something and then you're back. Wait, how do Prabhuji know all this? I've got a siddhi, just by looking at people's face I can make out what you're thinking. You want me to try and tell you? So a very important thing, see what the mind does again. Infinite thoughts. It will throw infinite thoughts one after another. The mind will think, oh, if I don't have this, this will happen. If this will happen, that will happen. If that will happen, again this will happen. This one, that. And then you go round and round and round and round, and you will see a lot of negativity that gets created in our day-to-day life. And there is no point about this uncontrolled thoughts that's going on. There is no point. You cannot do anything about it. But still so much of thought. ये हुआ तो क्या होगा? ये ना हो जाए. अगर ये हो गया तो ये ना हो जाए. Goes on and on and on. 2016, when I was doing my MTech course in BITS Pilani. So since I was there in the college hostel, so I thought let me do some service on the internet. So I was e-counselor on one international website. So I would get a lot of queries, and mostly the queries will be regarding mind. And one person, his father, he mailed me a document of 60 pages and he said, please help my son. His thought process is like this, please read the document. And trust me, I couldn't read half the page also. It was so dirty, it was so abominable. I thought if I read this entire document, I'll also become like him. Horrible it was. Horrible. And many of the times people face this problem. Infinite thoughts goes on and on and on and on. And these infinite thoughts leads to so much of negativity that finally the person gets into suicide. Suicidal thoughts. So much of negativity. What will happen? In COVID, people died out of COVID was around 1.4 lakhs. And people dying out of suicide was 1.53. That's the statistics that says. Can you imagine what the mind does to people? Infinite thoughts. One link, then another, then another, then another, it goes on like that. Therefore, it is described that, so when we are getting these negative thoughts, and if the person is a spiritual practitioner, he'll be able to overcome that negative thought. If he is not a spiritual practitioner, trust me, he cannot do anything with it. He cannot. They have to struggle. How many pills the person will take to suppress the thoughts? He cannot. And I've seen anyone who chants Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day, they get rid of this traumatic thought process of negativity. They get out of it very easily. Because they have so much to think about spiritual practices and other things, that they don't give any importance to the negativities which are around. Therefore, it's very, very important. Why do you think after every session we do mantra meditation? Why do you think that I ask you all, are you chanting every day on your beats or whatever? Because this is not just going to help you to grow spiritually, but that will help you to control the mind. And only those strong spiritual practitioners, only they are the ones, who can control the mind. Otherwise, it's not possible. Not possible. Therefore, mind uses the previous and all these things. How does negative thoughts come up? It uses the previous impressions. It might have heard from here and there. And it uses all that. And then starts. Sometimes, these different daily soaps, which would come. Especially mother-in-law, daughter-in-law serials. Now that Kida, something issue there. Something, so anyways you can hear me, no? That's not battery problem. Battery is there, I think there. So now the thought will not be there in the mind of the person, but just by watching that daily soap, all that thought will come, and maybe my mother-in-law can do this, maybe my relative can do this, maybe that. You see? But actually the fact might not be that. Therefore, it's very, very important to note that mind uses the samskaras, and first M, it magnifies the problem, and I, it gives infinite thoughts. Now let's go to the next one, N. Mind takes you either to the past or to the future. Tell me frankly, in last 40 minutes, how many of you went out of this hall and came back? It should be everyone. I'm sure it will be everyone. Little bit at least you'll go out and you'll come back. Or you'll go to your past and you'll come back when I'm speaking. Or you'll go to the future and come back and you'll say, oh, then I have to start chanting from today then, so that I can avoid the future problems. You see? So mind, yes, comparison will also start. True. You see, therefore the mind always will take you to the past, which you cannot change, or it will take you to the future, which you don't know about. This is what the mind keeps doing every now and then. Past, future. Past, future. And most of the time people spend a lot of their energy and consciousness just thinking how nice it would have been if I would have just not done this particular activity in my past. There was one person who came to me for counseling, one of my students, and he was telling, prabhuji, my childhood was not good. And those thoughts keep coming even now and I'm traumatized by that. I said, childhood is gone, why are you thinking about it? Childhood is gone, no, you cannot do anything. But still the person is thinking about it and is traumatized, by that. Why? The mind takes the person to the past. And the mind starts telling, or you start thinking, oh, I shouldn't have done this, I should have corrected myself. This happened in my 10th standard, I vividly remember. We had a maths paper of 150 marks and I got 149. And for a good 1 or 2 months, I was thinking, where did that 1 mark go? And after all, I was a kid at that time, so I was thinking that if I get a time travel machine, it will be so nice. I'll go and see and then I'll correct it. I wanted that 150 out of 150. Literally for 1 or 2 months I was thinking about this.
No, you will get one more question also. Who's the written exam? If I met the person, I might ask you the person, what is the mistake?
True. Yes. And same thing about the future. You see? Most of the time, our energy and consciousness is involved in what? Planning future? Yes, most of the time. And many times people ask me this question, how to increase productivity? Whenever I give sessions to MBA students or corporate professionals, they will ask this question, that why does the productivity decrease? Simple. When you are in the past or future, you're thinking about the past or thinking about the future and not being in the present, how will your productivity be good? Therefore, I always say, somehow by the practice of mantra meditation, try to be in the present and you will see how nice your productivity will be. Because productivity is of the present, no? Nor it's about the past, nor about the future. It's present. So when you're able to focus on the present, you'll be able to do a lot of things. Many times, parents do say, my kids are not able to focus. The kids are not able to focus because the mind is taking them to the past or to the future. This is what happens when I sit for studying. So as parents, we try our best to see that how we can help them to be in the present. And if they can also do mantra meditation, that will help. And it's seen those spiritualists, spiritual practitioners, who are very sincere and serious in their practice of mantra meditation every day. In ISKCON, we do it for 2 hours every day from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock. They are the ones who are able to remain in the present and focus on the present. And therefore, I always say, experience the bliss of being in the present. There's a different bliss altogether. Simple things, like for example, you're eating food. Now, instead of thinking about the past or future or looking at the TV and making your own plans, if you can just focus on the food and every morsel that you're eating, you will see how blissful the experience will be. Now, all of you sitting here, if somehow you can focus on my class, what I'm speaking, and when the class ends, you'll feel blissful. No, you'll not think when this tableau will stop. Therefore, the mind is never in the present. Either it is in the past or future, and spiritual practice will pull the mind from the past or future and make it come in the present. That's what the Bhakti Yoga does. So mind is using the past samskaras to do M. M stands for magnifies the problem. And mind uses the previous samskaras for I, infinite thoughts. Mind uses the previous impressions for N, never in present. Next one, D, distraction. Like all of you are currently distracted. Okay, let's do some activity. For next 15 seconds, you'll just close your eyes and you do nothing. Whatever happens around, don't bother about this. 15 seconds only. Just close your eyes and do nothing. Let's begin. Everyone, eyes closed, and time starts now. Okay, open your eyes. Okay, tell me frankly, what were you thinking? And if it is not too personal, then don't share if it's personal, but something that you can share.
Breathing.
You're breathing, okay?
Just listening.
Listening sounds which are around, okay? What were you thinking?
I want to play football.
See, 15 seconds this boy decided that he wants to be a football player when he grows up. Good, sit down.
Like Ronaldo.
Right, oh, okay, the name is also decided. 15 seconds and he's done. Anyone else wants to share?
I was chanting Hare Krishna.
You're chanting Hare Krishna, good. You utilize the time. I was invited to one place to give a class, and many elderly people were sitting, senior citizens. And I did this activity with them. And then I asked them at the end, after the activity, so what were you thinking? So one person said, I was thinking, whom are you looking at? All the time I was thinking, are you looking at me or are you looking at someone else? Who am I looking at? See, in this way we see that mind, 15 seconds is enough. 15 seconds is enough to get distracted completely. Sometimes when kids get distracted, I feel that okay, it's not their problem, it's okay. No. Distraction is just there because of the past samskaras, and you get distracted for anything and everything. And another important distraction is when your mobile is kept like this, and then there is a small LED that blinks. Yes? Now for sure, if you don't take your phone and see the message, I'm sure that there will be no pralaya, annihilation, that will annihilate the entire universe. But still, you see, it is just one LED that blinks. And we're so distracted at that time, so very distracted, that we think, oh, okay, there is some important message. Maybe that person might have a message. Maybe this person. I was supposed to have a meeting. Maybe that message has come. Maybe This team member might have messaged, or maybe this relative might have messaged. And then you open and then you see, and then for next half an hour you're just scrolling and seeing other messages.
There is one more thing also. How many persons in day-to-day life, they can avoid the phone for at least how many decades they can stay.
Anyways, I don't say all that, but what I say is that you become a nice spiritualist and control yourself. Your senses should be under control. Instead of keeping things here and there, the thing is there in front of you. Still you're able to control and not touch it. You are controlled. You say that for this time I'm not going to touch. This is something that we have to practice. Yeah. Anyways, coming back to this point, what is very important is the mind, it distracts us. Small thing will happen somewhere and the mind distracts us completely. This is what the mind does using the past samskara. So distractions. And the last one, stress and anxiety. S stands for stress and anxiety. You see, one of the things that the mind does is, it compares with whatever it has seen, whatever it has heard, whatever it has perceived. It compares your situation with the situation of someone else. You might be very good in your life. It will all be settled, it will all be good. But just that marriage, when you went and you spoke to your relative and that relative was doing better than you, and then that comparison starts and then so much of stress. You getting stressed is okay, but you giving stress to your kids is very difficult, very bad. I have seen this personally, happening somewhere where relatives came together and then the one relative said, my son got this much percentage and gone. And the mother goes to the house and, see, he got so much. What's your problem? Why you're not studying? Not just about kids. We are not less than kids, by the way. We look at the other person and the comparison happens so much of stress that is there. What is appraisal all about? Say if you don't get to know that how much the other person has got the hike, you'll be peaceful in life.
No.
You'll be peaceful in life. To a very great extent. And say today, before going from here, I give you all one envelope. And I'll tell you all that there's some money in this, and this is a bakshis for your consistency of coming to the classes. Now one day we had a meetup of follow-up volunteers of other center. And then people, they say that we will come and they don't turn up. So in in a jolly discussion, they said that prabhuji looks like we should give money to people to come and attend our sessions. So say before leaving, you get, and then you go to your house and you remove the envelope and you open, you say 500 rupees. And then you call up your friend who lives in the neighboring apartment and they say that, Karthikeya gave 500 rupees to us, what about you? Oh, he gave only 500 to you, I have 2,000. Now just tell me, the person who was so happy with that 500 rupee note, when he hears 2,000, what will be his situation? He'll go mad. And maybe he'll curse me like anything. क्या बिगाड़ा था मैंने उस टकलू का? मुझे क्यों नहीं दिया? Yes? You see? Stress, unnecessary stress out of comparison. Stress and anxiety. Therefore, I always make this point that a person who is not a spiritualist will always look at the material things of what other people possess, and he'll always keep comparing and make his life miserable. Satisfaction, contentment is something which only a spiritualist can get. Others cannot. Very difficult. One cannot be contained within himself if he's not a spiritualist. Because naturally, ordinarily, people outside will compare and get affected. And a spiritualist will always think how he can advance in spiritual life. Okay, material things are okay, Krishna will take care. He'll just move on. So these are M-I-N-D-S, what the mind does. M, I, N, D, S. Now after hearing all this, tell me, is your mind your friend or enemy? How many of you say friend? How many of you say enemy? Oh, very nice. Both. He's saying both. Now, a very important thing, if I really want to know is my mind friend or enemy, just refer to Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is such a practical scripture, I tell you, we have missed it in our life. Sometimes I feel that if I would have got right from my childhood, life would have been so nice. Bhagavad Gita is so practical, everything is there in Bhagavad Gita. If you want to know if your mind is friend or enemy, you refer to the shloka. 6th chapter, shloka 6. Please repeat. Bandhuratmatmanastasya yenatmaivatmana jitah anatmanastu shatrutve vartitatmaiva shatruva. Here it is like Bandhur Atmatmanah Tasya Yenatmaivatmana Jitah. It is said that person who has controlled his mind is his best friend. Anatmanastu Shatrutve Vartitatmaiva Shatruvat. That person who has failed to control the mind is worst of the enemy. So Krishna is telling Arjun, controlled mind is friend, uncontrolled mind is enemy. This is called definition. And this is what Bhagavad Gita is giving. Look at how practical the Bhagavad Gita is. Therefore, it's very, very important to note, most of us, we will have uncontrolled mind. Do you all agree? Yes. And so mind is our worst of the enemy. And we cannot ever trust the mind. Say, you're sincere, I know. But then you decide, okay, no, I should chant. And the mind will tell you, it's okay, chant later. Finish off this task and then you chant. See, anyways, the entire day is there. It's okay, no problem, chant later. And then the mind is, okay, after breakfast you chant. After lunch. See, evening time, anyways, after your office work, you'll have some time. So sit and chant after office. And after office, you're so tired, better you take some dinner and maybe take some rest and then you chant. Pakka you chant. And then it's night time, you're on the bed and the mind, anyways, you sleep off night, it's already night. Tomorrow, early morning, you chant. This is anyone who is not able to chant consistently every day. Let me tell you, mind is uncontrolled and mind is the greatest enemy and the mind is tricking you. You just slap the mind and do the activity that is chanting. And sometimes, when for the Sunday session also, I don't know how many of you get the thought, but many times, people have told this, that the mind keeps telling, see, every Sunday you go, anyways YouTube live is there, why go personally sit there? Watch on YouTube. See, if you're watching on YouTube, you can do multiple things. But if you sit in front of that person, he sees everyone from the first row to the last row and he knows what you people are doing. He'll not allow us to do multiple things. So better we sit at home and do multiple things. Or sometimes the mind will say that it's okay, we'll go a bit late. We'll finish off this and go a bit late. This is what the mind does all the time. Therefore, it's very, very important to note that sometimes people say, I'll first settle in life and then become serious in bhakti. Where this thought is coming from? Mind is giving the thought. And for your information, life में हम कभी settle नहीं हो सकते. One COVID wave and all the settled people are unsettled. We cannot settle in life. Please remember this. So in that unsettled state itself, we should become deep in our devotional service. And mind will always say, bhakti is not that urgent. See, you're so young. You have so much of life. Maybe after 10 years you start. Maybe after marriage you start. Now see, you're still young couple, you don't have kids. No, after we get kids and then you start bhakti. And when the kids are born, what sort of parent you are? Take care of the kid first. Bhakti later. Once your kid is settled, then you can do bhakti. When the kid is settled, he'll also have a kid, no? Who will take care of his kid? The mind will say, what sort of grandparents you are? Take care of the kid. Later you do. And like this, the entire life goes on the deathbed. Finally we realize we missed the teachings of Gita that was spoken every Sunday evening starting at 5:30. Actually, this is an article which I have written. You can find it on internet. I wrote an article called Main, Meri Chanting or Wo. And Wo is mind. Main, Meri Chanting or Wo. And I've written all this. Because I was tricked in my life. I started my devotional practice in my college days and my mind tricked me every time. that next semester you become serious, next semester you become serious, next semester you become serious. And you know what? I finished my 4 years. And I took a break for 1 year and I became faculty in the same college. And I went to the same classroom where I used to sit and attend the classes. And I was writing something on the board and I turned and there was a flashback that I could see in front of me. And then when I went to staff room that day, then I penned down this article. And at that time I realized how I wasted 3 years of my spiritual life. And mind just tricked me. And then I extrapolated thinking that how the mind can trick me in future also. So if you get time, you can go through that article. Now, we're talking about controlling the mind, no? Finally, you have to do that. Mind is uncontrolled, we all are convinced about it. But when Krishna told Arjun, you should control the mind, Arjun said this. Please repeat. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna Pramati balavadridam Tasyaham nigraham manye Vayore vasu dushkaram. Krishna is telling Arjun, control your mind, and he's saying, how can you ask me to control the mind? Mind is chanchala. Chanchala means? Flickering. Unsteady, flickering. Balavat. Very strong. Oh Lord, mind is chanchala, it's balavat, it's ziddhi, it's obstinate. I cannot control the mind. Oh Lord, I tell you, controlling the wind is easy, but controlling the mind is difficult. And today we are sitting in a class where the title is Controlling the Mind. Very nice. Arjuna couldn't control and we want to control our mind. This is how the mind behaves, see. I'm sure all the parents who have small kids and if the kid is very ziddhi, eh? This is exactly how the mind behaves. If the mind wants something and you have decided that you will not give that to the mind, mind will shout and shout and shout. And if you're not a spiritual practitioner, you'll not be able to tolerate that. And you'll just fall for it. Some sinful activity, which you know you're not supposed to do it. Therefore, mind can drive us crazy anytime. So our current situation, you all remember? We had discussed this? Yes? Tell me, the 5 horses are? 5 senses. The rope is? The mind, the person holding the rope? Intelligence. And the person sitting in the chariot behind? Soul. And the entire chariot is the gross body. Or the entire chariot is 2 bodies. Gross, post, subtle, because both are there. See, when the intelligence is not strong, means the person holding the rope is not strong, he will leave the rope, means he'll leave the mind. Mind is uncontrolled. Mind will do a lot of mess in our life. Therefore, it is described intelligence has to be strong. Then you can control the mind. But now, currently, when we say the mind is uncontrolled, you know what does that mean? It means our intelligence is not strong. And when the intelligence is not strong, mind becomes the master. And mind will dictate, intelligence will make plans to execute. Like simple example I give. How many of you snooze the alarm every day? Huh? Everyone almost, yeah? You know, at times, I'm sure you might have noticed this, so you'll be able to understand who is doing it. Say, tomorrow I've got a very important meeting. And the plan is, okay, I'll get up at 5 o'clock, take bath, get ready by 6, prepare for the meeting. And then, I'll have my breakfast, and then I'll start at 8 o'clock. Because it takes time, traffic, Wednesday, Thursday traffic of Bangalore. And all that you plan, and then you put the alarm at 5. Now, because next day there's a presentation, you slept late preparing all that, and then next day morning when the alarm rings, the mind tells you, you are tired, sleep. And actually that's a fact. See, you slept so late, and you like to sleep, no? Sleep. And now, since the mind is dominating and the intelligence is executing as a servant, you know what happens? The intelligence starts planning. Okay, so if I sleep for half an hour, so the next thing is, so the plan was that I have to take bath and get ready. So maybe what I'll do is I'll take bath fast. And breakfast maybe I'll have it in the office.
Yeah,
Skip the breakfast. And all the presentation and all, on the way also I'll try to make it. And then you snooze the alarm. And then you get up. Depending on how much time you snooze it, you get up accordingly. You see how the mind is dictating and the intelligence is planning. So in this way, the mind dictates and the intelligence is planned, and all of us, I'm sure, the will be clear that we are controlled by the mind. Ideally, this is what is the sequence. So, intelligence should control the mind and mind should control the senses. But currently, mind is controlling everything. And therefore, there's all the mess in our life, in our day-to-day life. So finally, the last question, how to control the mind, and the acronym is MIND. First one, make the intelligence strong. You know how do you make the intelligence strong? By reading scriptures. Because only when you read scriptures, you understand what is right and what is wrong. Absolutely. When you read the scriptures, you understand what is right, what is wrong, and when the mind tricks you, at that time you say, no, it is wrong, I'll not do it. Therefore, spiritualists who are very strong in their scriptural study, especially studying Gita, they are able to make the intelligence strong, and that intelligence which is strong is like a sword which cuts the mind. First is M. So, reading scriptures is very important, especially reading Bhagavad Gita and attending these sessions, because we cover a summary of what is there in Gita in these sessions. I. Involve the mind in positive engagement. Give the mind some positive engagement. Like parents are very expert in giving positive engagement to the kids nowadays by giving a mobile phone in their hand. Yeah, I've seen that. The kid goes on and on. The parent is also busy doing his own thing. But we have to give positive engagement to the mind. How? The positive engagement of various devotional activities. Like when you come to these sessions, do chanting in the association, witness the arati, and then various other activities or any productive activity that you can do in your day-to-day life. That's involvement. Involve the mind positively. And never trust the mind. When your mind says, say, especially waking up early in the morning, when your mind says that, no problem, sleep a bit more, it's okay. Immediately you get up, no! And when your mind says, chant later, immediately you should tell, no, I'll chant now. This is what is called as never trusting the mind, beating the mind nicely. And D, delete the previous impression. See, all this natak is happening because of what? Because of past impression, samskaras, no? Delete it. And you know how to delete it? There's only one way given in the Shastra, by doing bhakti yoga, especially mantra meditation. See, other meditation process, you know what other meditation processes do? They suppress the samskar for some time. Therefore, the person feels peaceful for some time. But mantra meditation does not suppress. Mantra meditation removes the samskar, clears the impression. And that is long lasting. And then you can create the new samskaras as given in the Shastra. So in this way, we have MIND as the solution. First, make the intelligence strong. I, involve the mind in positive engagement, especially spiritual engagements. And never trust the mind. Beat the mind black and blue when it tells not to do devotional service. And D, delete the previous impressions by mantra meditation. Therefore, I always say, if you do these three practices, mind control will be a byproduct of your practice. It will not be a main thing. First is everyday mantra meditation. How many of you are chanting every day Hare Krishna Maha Mantra one round? Let me see who all are not chanting. Okay, pakade gaya aap. Pite jayenge abhi class ke baad. All the ones who are not chanting, meet me in that room. I'll lock the room and then I'll make sure. Obviously, you're not kids now. You should understand the importance of it. I'm telling you, those people who will not be able to chant regularly, you'll stop coming for the sessions. Because your mind will take over, mind will trick you, and will realize, later, maybe during the old age or during the death, will realize, oh, I should have continued, oh, I should have done something, oh, I should have been a spiritually realized person. Mind will prioritize everything else apart from chanting. I'm telling you, this is what the mind will do. Everything else will be the first priority, apart from chanting. And what a spiritualist is supposed to do, put chanting first, mantra meditation first. Every day, one round on the beats. Nothing doing on hands and legs and all that. On the beats. Hmm? Another trick of the mind is this. See, what is the need of beats? Always keep chanting internally. I'm telling you, this is a trick of the mind. Don't get tricked. Second, study Bhagavad Gita. Only when you see, I'm not saying read. I've used the word study. When you study Bhagavad Gita, what happens is your intelligence becomes strong. If you don't study Bhagavad Gita, firstly, it's a shame on us, we don't know Bhagavad Gita. And second thing is, our intelligence will become never strong and will not be able to control the mind. And the third thing is, these sessions are the sessions, which have been made in such a way, after thorough study of Gita, that whoever attends these sessions will get the gist of entire Gita and they'll be able to make most of it in their day-to-day life. So, your individual study is important every day, but this study of the entire summary and the theme of Gita is very, very important again, because here you understand how to apply that Gita in your day-to-day life. And another very, very important thing is, when you come in the association, naturally you will feel that spiritual energy. Sitting at home and chanting and watching a video, Gita course, you will not get that energy. When you come to this place, there's different energy, and I'm sure everyone will agree with this. There is no second thought. I'll not ask also how many agree and how many disagree. So these three, everyday mantra meditation, every day at least one shloka of Gita should be studied, and third is attending these sessions. Just do these three, and the next few weeks or months, you'll be able to experience the transformation yourself. Any questions?
So I have two questions.
Yes, please.
Basically, the sense of regret, right? If you get the sense of not completing something, but still why you are not able to control the mind to work in a way?
You regret only when you do something incorrect.
I mean, not completing.
Okay, I want silence. Yes, ladies, silence.
Not completing something. So, for example, I did a marathon today. So, as per my watch, I finished at 9.59. I could have run a little further, but I was like, no, I have done 10K anyways. Right? So, for me, and now I'm regretting I should have done it because my watch
Okay, like that. Okay, you regret something which for not doing something. Again, the same thing, not just this one. Many other things, which we do and then feel guilty for it or regret for it. Is because the determination is not very strong. So when you're determined to do something, and the determination, again, it comes on a subtle body level. And the mind is that culprit which will trick you every now and then to spoil the determination. So as you grow in spirituality, the determination increases like anything. Then you can do even these basic things of day-to-day life will be very simple. Because of that, determination is low. That's what I would say. Yeah.
One question is, in corporate, right, we learn about time motion study to find out the productivity. You have this slide of
Okay.
right? What kind of studies that we can have which will also help us in understanding the productivity of individuals? Apart from...
I've not gone through that. Maybe you can ping me and send me an article so that I understand what is that. At least when I was working that, we were not speaking about all this. But still, to understand how much you're productive, or how can you make most of it, in your day-to-day life, not just corporate, is how much time you can be in the present. This is the parameter. This is the litmus test basically. How much can you be there in the present? Being in the moment is a buzzword. Yes? So how much can you be there in the moment, now, at this point? Then you can make most of it. And the productivity is just a byproduct of that. Yeah. Anything else? Yes.
Sometimes when we try to control the thoughts, we don't think about this, be in the present. What happens is, the distraction becomes even more. Then it goes into a loop, and then eventually you give up. Is there any way by which subconsciously these things can be corrected?
I don't think you'll have much of this problem when you continue doing mantra meditation for a quite substantial time. What you're saying is correct. At times you're holding the thought or trying to drive away the thought, and your entire energy is absorbed in that only. Yes. But then these things will reduce to a very great extent because samskaras are too much now. So as you reduce the samskaras by mantra meditation, when you start deleting those, a lot of it, then it will become very easy. with a burst of samskara at one go, how can you control that? It becomes very difficult. Very difficult. Therefore, it's very important. You delete, these various impressions. So in your day-to-day spiritual practice, you'll find this happening. Now, I can tell with confidence, from last whatever number of years I've been doing practice, I can see a tremendous change in how my thought process was before and today how it is. I can tell that with confidence. Or else I would have not renounced my material life and be here if I have not got anything. Yes? So a very, very important thing is there is a huge transformation, and you see, with substantial practice of spirituality. It's not just 1 or 2 days or a week. Substantial, maybe months or years together. You'll see a good change, a transformation. Then this will be possible. This shouldn't be a problem. Yeah? Yes, Mataji, is anything you want to ask? Yes.
So I feel one thing is, at least for me, it feels like a slight contradiction. So on the one hand, I understand that mind is never in the present, it is always looking forward to something. And on the other hand, you also said the root cause for depression is a goal is missing.
Correct.
A goal is something set for future. So it is, every human would want to achieve something in life.
Okay.
And if that goal is missing, falls into depression and all this. So how do I stay in the present and also keep a positive goal?
Oh, very nice. So our question is that, okay, you said that thinking about the future and past is a problem. But then future means that is goal, right? You set a goal in future only. It will not be in the past or present. Yes. See, setting the goal is not a problem. Yes. But then overthinking about how to achieve that is a problem. So I always say you can plan. See, Bhagavad Gita also says, endeavor for attaining the goal. But the attachment to the result of the goal, over attachment to the result of the goal spoils the entire game, and that's what the mind does. When I say that you're thinking about the future, I'm not talking about the productive planning that you have done. I'm talking about the intense attachment that is there to achieve that particular thing, and you're not able to achieve, you get disturbed. So entire future thought process which disturbs the person is all about what if I'll not be able to achieve that? That disturbs the person like anything. Right? So productive planning is something which is obviously recommended. A spiritualist is expected to do that. But then along with that, a spiritualist is expected to focus on his endeavor and not be overly attached to the result, which will disturb the person when he will not get that result. And most of the time you will see that future planning disturbance is all about what if I don't get it. It's all about that. It's nowhere productive. It's nowhere productive planning. It's all about that. Make sense? Yeah? Anything else? Any other Mataji wants to ask? Yes, you want to ask something? Here? What is that? What if mine? You attended my class full? And then you attend my class. And then you ask me. Yes.
You always say that we should meditate on the beats. So how exactly it helps us again?
No, not meditate on the beats. It is like meditate on the mantra. You chant and you hear. You chant and hear. That is called mantra meditation. No need to imagine anything.
If you use beats for that, or if you don't use beats for that, how exactly?
See, you have to use beats. So when you use beats and when you move the beats, so what is happening is your sense of touch is engaged, and it's a way of counting. And it is a Vedic way of counting which is very, very pure. Because the beats are very pure. Now someone might say, Prabhuji, there are many other ways to count. No, this is very pure. Vedic scriptures are recommending. So you hold the beads, you chant. Beads are pure. So all the beads which you all take is offered in the altar, and then it's given to you for chanting. So when you hold the beads and you start chanting, what happens? Your sense of touch is involved. You're chanting, you're hearing. So in this way, your multiple senses are involved, in chanting. And second thing is, this is a recommendation from the Vedic scriptures. So when you follow the instruction of the Vedic scriptures, naturally empowerment comes. The person is empowered to do this particular activity, and with more empowerment, you'll be able to focus more, and you'll be able to advance more. Right? So two-pronged activity that happens here.
Other than beats, we can't do anything inside. It's very pure. Huh?
Yeah, beats are pure. Basically it's an instruction from the scriptures that one should chant on the beats. And when we follow that, then we'll be able to see. Basically, spirituality is science. Okay. Now, when you follow some procedure in science, you'll get the same result every time you follow the same procedure. Similarly, when the scriptures say that this is the procedure, when you follow it as it is, you'll be able to see the transformation.
Yeah, because other people also suggest things like how to do meditation, like different ways. Right?
Yeah.
I hardly say that you use beats, right? So how they used to suggest that you have to do meditation without beats.
So I don't know what meditation they are speaking about, but the meditation that we are speaking about is mantra meditation. And when you're chanting mantra, you're supposed to count the mantra on the beats. Yes. If you're doing a mindful meditation where you just allow the thoughts to come and go, if you're doing a void meditation, remove the thoughts and all that to suppress your samskaras, all that will not need beats because there's no counting that is happening there.
Sometimes you have to focus on your breathing.
So there's no counting involved in all this. It's just about suppression of the samskaras of the mind. You just suppress for some time. You focus on something, so that you don't get distracted what the mind is telling you to do.
And suppose if all these things we can bring, like counting or breathing also possible. If you can touch something also just like to bring the touch of like beats, then it's fine. Or you have to be on the beats only because it is already.
What will happen is, if you're counting the breath and chanting the mantra, you'll not be able to focus on the mantra because you're doing a second activity along with that is counting the breath. So the entire focus has to be just hearing the mantra, which is not easy. Which is not easy. 108 times we chant. And how many times are we able to hear? Mind is such a culprit, I tell you. You start doing multitasking, mind will make you do more multitasking. Therefore, one activity, focused activity, that is chant and hear, chant and hear. That's what we're expected to do. Yeah.
Why we should read Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna.
Read, you chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Why chant? Okay, why 108 times we should chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Very nice question.
Why we should chant?
Yes, I got your question. Mother is like, sit down. See, 108 is auspicious number given in Vedic scriptures. There are 108 principal rishis who are there. 108 principal wives of Krishna. 108 is a number which, like the distance between the earth and the sun and the moon, it's a multiple of 108. So 108 is auspicious number according to Vedic scriptures. Therefore, when you do it 108, it is considered as a successful execution of a spiritual activity. Like it's a milestone. Okay, you finished it. Something like that. And then you get the merit for the same.
Like certain parameters. Sir, I have a question.
Please distribute the beads, volunteers. I'll take the question.
I have an aim I'm trying to reach that one. Because of some certain reasons I'm not able to reach. So there is a two things. Because I'm a failure. Other, how can I give up? So that ego-ness, which to continue.
So you're saying that when you give up doing some activity, so is it because of the ego or something like that?
See, actually, I have one goal. So
Okay, you have a goal.
I'm reaching to that.
Or you're trying towards
Problem
that.
has happened.
Okay.
I can sacrifice or
Okay.
conquer my ego, how to give up the ego.
No, basically, see, a materialistic mind will always make us believe that this is more important. The false ego is something that is fanned in our day-to-day life. Therefore, the important thing is what, you have to come to the spiritual platform. When you are there on the material platform, very difficult, you go wash the hands. It's for wiping. Yeah. So wiping. So whatever water you get, please wipe.
So a lot of people have been stuck out with this. Maybe that they get tossed their fixed and their mind. So they are not able to their inferiority complex.
Correct. All this will happen. If you're not a spiritualist, I'm simple. If you're not a spiritualist, you cannot come out of these different complexes and you cannot come out of the ego problem that the person has. Either that will be inferiority complex because of the ego or superiority complex. And this will surely happen, bound to happen, because the mind makes us believe that yes, you are someone great or you're someone waste.
And at the same time, we can give up to the sacrifice method or better. I am a inferiority complex is a better.
No, actually, see, this is not white and black. Okay? There's a grey shade of life. So based on the situation, one has to decide. And clarity will come. When you are a spiritual practitioner, clarity will be there in your day-to-day life. Sure.
As if you have an experience, that
It will be situation to situation, it will change. So situation to situation, it will change. Sometimes you have to sacrifice, that will be best for you, and sometimes you have to do it, not at the cost of something else. So it's needed.
At any cost.
Yeah. So it's based on situation. It cannot be painted black or it cannot be painted white. Yeah.
At that
Hey, why here distribution does not happen?
Yeah, there are.
Give some here.
some losses will happen.
Anyways, losses will not happen more than what you're destined to.
What you will do? Bring some other your parents, no?
Hey, Haribol, do fast, if you want to do.
Uncle,
Give some to her. Give Haribol fast.
how much you need?
Thank you. Okay, how many of you have come for the first time? How many of you come for the first time? You know how to chant. Anyone else who has come for the first time? Oh, very well, very good. Everyone has been coming regularly. Please come forward. Yes, everyone come forward and don't leave any space in between. Okay, everyone has got the beats? Yes? Okay, let's begin. Okay, everyone close your eyes. We can have some space in between, the male and female. Yes, we can have some space in between as a matter of etiquette. Okay, everyone, please close your eyes. Settle down and close your eyes. And any kid who makes the noise, it's a responsibility of parent to take the kid out. I don't want any noise during mantra meditation. Yes, eyes closed and settle down. I see still you're unsettled. Everyone. So today we heard about the mind, M-I-N-D-S, how the mind tricks. And we also understood how to control the mind by using M-I-N-D. So it's very, very important to note that mantra meditation is the topmost spiritual practice. If someone is able to do that every day with focus, mind control is just a byproduct. Peace of mind is just a byproduct. And very nicely one can advance in spiritual life. Therefore, now the activity that we're going to do is the most important activity of the entire Gita course session that we have every Sunday evening. So be conscious that you're sitting in a temple. Be conscious of the sacred beads that you're holding in your hand. Be conscious of this glorious mantra that you're chanting. And be conscious of the fact that you get this opportunity only once in a week to sit with so many spiritually like-minded people and chant in a temple atmosphere. Just once in a week. Other 6 days, even if you try, you will not get it. So tell your mind, it's a rare opportunity, don't disturb me for the next 10 minutes. And the start of the class, I spoke about the Karthik month. So don't miss this opportunity. In the month of Karthik, sitting with so many people in the temple, chanting with focus. Don't miss this opportunity. Try your best to focus. Mind will take you n number of times outside because of the past samskaras. But you as a sincere practitioner, get back the mind on the mantra. So everyone, for next 10 minutes, just try to focus on the mantra. 3 things you're going to do. Chant the mantra, hear the mantra, and move the beats. That's it. No need to imagine, no need of any planning. On this note, let's begin. Please repeat after me the invocation prayer. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Yes, everyone, for next 10 minutes, please try to focus on the mantra. It's only 10 minutes, but the mind will trick in various ways. So try your best. Let's begin. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Slow down. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Gently stop.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram.
Keep your eyes closed. So we have chanted 108 times. Now we'll be chanting for last 3 times. Try to focus. Try your best to focus on each and every word of the mantra. Everyone together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Stop. Let's chant now the same mantra in our mind 3 times without moving the lips, everyone. Let's offer a silent prayer to the Lord, begging and praying to Him that He gives us strength to continue on this blissful path of devotional service without being cheated by the mind. Let's begin pray to Him to give us clarity so that we understand what next to do in spiritual life. And also let's ask Him a benediction that please keep me always in the devotee association. Only by the association we can keep advancing and growing in spiritual life. And also, let's pray for all our near and dear ones and all the living entities in the entire creation for their well-being. So let's offer these prayers and we'll end for today. Yes, gently open your eyes. Thank you very much for such nice chanting. The few names which I'd like to know who are they, because I know you by face, I don't know you by the name. So I see that there are devotees who attended all the five sessions, whatever was conducted, and also 4 sessions also I see. So Sunil Pro, I know. Sunil and your family, your wife name? Asmita. Sandeep. Durgesh is not there. Who is Shravani? Shravani? What happened to him? अरे अभी रोएंगे तो बाहर निकाल देंगे आपको. दीक्षिता, प्रियंका, क्या है? अरविंद, ओके, राजेश, रोहित, रंका निधि, नेहा, और योर रंका निधि, नेहा, गजानन, रोजा, माइना, चंदना, दीक्षा, कार्तिक, देवी प्रिया, सीमा, okay, Roshan. So nice, you people have attended 4 to 5 sessions. I'm very pleased. I'm very happy. That shows your consistency. Please continue. And also I would like to, so say your spouse name is here. No, I mean your name is here. Make sure your spouse name is also there. Maybe I request yes, we should have a column where they can type the spouse name also next time. Because since you're growing, I'm sure you'll need some assistance in your spiritual life, and I'll be happy to assist in whatever way. But then I should know you all by name and face and things like that. So when you call me or text me, I'll know who the person is. As I said, Kartik month is going on, and it's a very, very auspicious month. Few things which I would like to suggest, if you all want to do, you all can. So one is chanting without fail every day, Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So all the ones who are already chanting 1 round, at least for this month, see if you can chant 2 rounds every day. So devotees are chanting 16, 20, 32 rounds in this month. I know so many devotees are chanting 32 rounds. Can you imagine? How much time it will take? 4 hours. And these are not jobless people, they have job. And here we are asking you to chant 1 or 2 rounds. So please try your best to do that. If you can do more than that, for this month, good. But take a vow. It's called as Niyam Seva. You take a vow today when the Aarti is going on. Every day I will chant at least 1 or 2 rounds. You decide whatever you want to, or 4, whatever number you want to. But make sure it's practical for you. Second, every day you can water Tulasi and you can circumambulate Tulasi, do parikrama of Tulasi. Very, very powerful anga of devotional service. And when you're doing watering Tulasi, so the dust of Tulasi can be applied on the forehead. So what the dust is there, the soil, little bit you can apply on the forehead. Very, very powerful. I can give you shlokas from Shastra, that how powerful it is, but now we don't have time, so we'll not get into that. Another very, very important activity in the month of Kartik is offering ghee lamp to the Lord. So like today we'll be doing it here. So if you can do that every day for next 30 days, That's going to be very, very powerful. Every day at home, at least once, either morning or evening, everyone in the family can be given a lamp and they can offer ghee lamp to the Lord. There's a specific way to offer. So 4 times you show at the lotus feet of the Lord, 4 circles at the lotus feet, at the feet. 2 times at the navel, nabi, and 3 times at the face, and 7 times full, the entire photo of Yashoda and Damodar together. So 4 at the feet, 2 at the belly, 3 at the face, and full 7. So you don't remember all this, no problem. Do 7 times the entire photo. And with time, you upgrade yourself with the numbers also. Since Shastra says this, it will have power to do it. So, one is chanting, watering tulasi, circumambulating tulasi, and offering tulasi leaf to Krishna. Third is offering ghee lamp to the Lord. And fourth is singing Damodar Ashtakam. Now we'll be singing Damodar Ashtakam. So this song is very, very wonderful, very auspicious to sing in this month. So we'll be singing that today. We'll send you the link also on the group, so you all can hear that. And you all can maybe sing also. With time, I'm sure in 30 days you'll be able to memorize the song as well. Yes? And also in this month, it's very auspicious to organize a kirtan at home. So if you all want to organize a kirtan at home, you can contact devotees here, one of us, and we'll be happy to come to your place and do kirtan and have a short class, and we can do the arati also. Yes. So we'll not commit, but we'll try, depending on the calendar, how free it is. So there's a few things that all of us can do. Yes. So please try your best to do this very nicely as niyam, as a rule. This is called as niyam seva. So we'll be chanting now Damodar Ashtakam, and we'll be seeing the arati, and at the end you can also offer ghee lamp. How many of you have purchased bead bag? Okay. Rest also, the ones who don't have bead bag, who have attended 3 sessions minimum. So they can purchase today. If you have attended 3 sessions or more, then you can purchase today. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So we'll display it here, the Damodar Ashtakam, you all can see and sing. Take the finger on one side.
श्री दर्शन महाप्रभु की, अर्जुन सिंह भगवान की, सुधा प्रभुपाद की। सच्चिदानंद रूपम रसकुंडलम गोकुले गाजम Namaste. विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतक श्री श्रीमद स्कंद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर महाराज श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। रामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद दीनबंधु की जय। ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की जय। मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगामयी की जय। यमुनामयी की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। तुलसी महारानी की जय। समवेत और भक्तवृंद की जय। और वरिष्ठ समूह devotees, all glories to Samul devotees, all glories to Samul devotees, all glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. So we all can come forward and offer lamps. Take care. We will be offering fire. So just take care that it doesn't fall down and things like that. There's a pot that will be kept down. So after offering, put your offerings in the pot. The pot will be kept on the table, so you all can use that in the offer. Hare Krishna. Please roll the mats.
कितने लगा दो ओ
ये प्रसाद प्रसाद